Welcome back to The Explainer. Today we're diving into a really fascinating business case study, drawing from a fantastic Malayalam audio explainer all about launching new business ideas. If you've ever found yourself wondering exactly how a wild abstract concept actually transforms into a physical product you can buy online, well, you are in the exact right place. We're going to unpack the entire life cycle of an apparel brand, taking it from a raw sketch in a designer's brain straight through to a product sitting in a customer's hands. It's a wild ride, so let's just jump right in.
Here's our blueprint for this journey. We're hitting 5 main stops today. First, design and mechanics. Second, sizing and fit. Third, materials and manufacturing. Fourth, e-commerce metrics. And finally, number 5, retail challenges.
All right, stage 1, design and mechanics.
Every single clothing empire starts out as just a concept, a mix of technical planning and art on a designer's canvas. Take a look at this early black and white sketch. Notice how heavily it focuses on the actual architecture of the garment? It's literally like drawing up blueprints for a house. You've got the horizontal plane mapped out, the vertical axis, and what they call the structural drape. They're literally figuring out exactly how a heavyweight gauge fabric is going to hang and react on the human body.
Once that structural foundation is locked in, the design really starts to evolve and come alive. This is where color and movement crash the party. The designer's injecting this vibrant neon fractal geometry pattern here. But it's not just about looking cool. See those fabric flow vectors? They are carefully plotting exactly how this lightweight textile is going to stretch, move, and flow when someone actually wears it.
Wrapping up the design phase, we get this beautiful watercolor concept art. But notice how the practical stuff is baked right in. They're highlighting the need for breathable fabric and mapping out specific stress points where the garment is going to pull. So they aren't just making it pretty, they're engineering it for real-world comfort and function.
Moving right along to stage 2, sizing and fit.
Now we have to transition from the creative art studio straight into the cold, hard reality of retail spreadsheets. All those abstract, artsy ideas like fabric flow vectors have to become standardized data. This is an absolutely crucial pivot for any business, because let's be real, you can't sell fractal geometry to a shopper. You have to translate that art into a relaxed fit with a bust of 34 inches. This right here is the exact moment art turns into a business. Let's look at some real numbers. Take the brand Sightbomb and their cotton rib tops. Look at how they structure their sizes, from small up through extra large. You can see the bust measurement starts at 34 inches and maxes out at 40, while the waist goes from 28 up to 34. It's a very standardized, predictable structure for that specific market.
But then, compare that to a brand called Ditley. They take a totally different approach. For their classic crop top, they're targeting a completely different fit demographic. Their size small doesn't even start until a 40-inch bust, and they go deep into the details, specifically listing out the sleeve, shoulder, and length measurements for their small, medium, and large sizes. It just goes to show how 2 different brands will translate a garment into completely different data points for their specific customers.
Which brings us to stage 3, materials and manufacturing.
The concepts and sizes are locked, so now we hit the manufacturing floor. I absolutely love this visual contrast because it perfectly sums up the whole journey. On the left, you have this dynamic, highly stylized neon watercolor sketch straight from the artist's imagination. And on the right, the actual physical deep pink t-shirt being worn by a live model. Seeing an idea leap off the canvas and turn into actual casual summer wear is just incredibly cool.
But, of course, that transformation isn't magic. It's built on the back of real-world supply chains. Sourcing is everything here. While a brand like Sightbomb has its manufacturing footprint centered in Delhi, other brands like Ditley rely on specific manufacturing hubs like Vedic Textile, located over in Ahmedabad. These are the physical places where your abstract business idea is finally cut, sewn, and packed.
Now for stage 4, e-commerce metrics.
Your product is made, but to actually sell it online, you have to master some incredibly granular details. Online platforms demand specifics. Just look at the logistical difference between these 2 items. One is a lightweight, medium-stretch microfiber top weighing just 80 grams. The other, a 160-gram, 100% knitted cotton pull-on t-shirt. That weight difference might seem minor, but in the e-commerce world, it completely changes your shipping calculations, packaging needs, and warehousing costs. And here's the ultimate reality check for your beautiful design. In the digital retail space, your art is stripped down and tracked using strict alphanumeric catalog codes, like Amazon's ASINs. You're no longer selling a neon fractal top. You are selling inventory unit B0FPDR GXFT.
That is the digital barcode that actually makes the business function day to day.
Finally, we arrive at Stage 5, Retail Challenges.
We're at the end of the line, and even if your sizing is perfect and your design is flawless, business is always going to throw you a curveball. We've all seen this brutal 503 service unavailable error, right? It's honestly kind of funny in a dark way. It doesn't matter how premium your cotton blend is. At the end of the day, you are entirely at the mercy of digital infrastructure. A sudden server crash can instantly halt every single one of your orders. It's just one of the unpredictable realities of doing business online.
So, what does this all mean? We've gone from a raw sketchpad, hammered out the sizes, navigated the factory floor, boiled the art down to e-commerce barcodes, and finally survived the dreaded server crashes. You've just seen the entire life cycle of a business idea. The only question left is, knowing all these challenges and triumphs, do you feel ready to take your own idea from the drawing board to the online storefront? Think about it. Thanks for joining this explainer, and we'll see you next time.